I don't need your permission for anything. She screamed when I asked her not to go on a trip with her ex, so I said, "Good, because you don't have it anymore," and moved out while she was gone. Now she's alone, forgotten, and I don't even feel anything. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. I used to think peace was proof of love. When things were quiet, when there were no fights, no jealousy, no drama, I believed that meant we were solid. I didn't realize at the time that peace only works if both people actually want it. Lena and I had been together a little over 2 years when everything fell apart. I was 28, working as a software analyst, living the kind of life that made my mom proud and my friends tease me. "You're basically a retired dad at 30. They'd joke when I left parties early or said no to last-minute weekend trips. Lena was the opposite. She was pure motion, bright, social, restless. She worked in PR and seemed to live for the spotlight. If a camera came out, she was in front of it. If a group chat went dead, she'd send a meme just to revive it. She said she loved that I was her anchor. That word used to make me feel good, stable, dependable, grounding. Later, I realized anchor also means something that keeps you from moving. The first red flags didn't look like red flags. They looked like jokes. Like the time at her friend's birthday dinner when she leaned across the table to feed cake to her coworker, a guy named Jake who was always a little too touchy. Everyone laughed, but I noticed her hand linger on his. When we got home, I said quietly, "Hey, that thing with Jake, it made me uncomfortable." Lena, "Oh my God, Ethan, are we really doing this? He's like that with everyone. You're overthinking." She kissed my cheek, playfully grabbed my face, and said, "Lena, you've got to loosen up, babe. Not every man talking to your girlfriend is a threat." It sounded reasonable enough at the time. And she was so confident, so dismissive of the idea that anything was wrong, that I convinced myself I was being paranoid. Besides, everything else about her made life brighter. She'd dance in the kitchen while I cooked, leave little post-it notes on my monitor that said things like, "Don't forget to smile," or "Proud of you, nerd." I'd find them and laugh. I thought that was love, teasing, lighthearted chaos paired with my quiet consistency. But over time, something shifted. The teasing started to sting. "Lena, you're so serious all the time. Can't you just relax for once?" Me, "I'm relaxed." "Lena, you literally color code your calendar. That's not relaxed, that's clinical." She'd say it while laughing, but there was always a little bite behind it. I brushed it off, the way people in love brush off the things that shouldn't be ignored. I told myself she was just more spontaneous, more open, more fun. Then came the late nights. Work drinks, with coworkers that started at 7 and ended at 1 in the morning. Girls' trips that included guys I didn't know. Each time I asked a question, she acted like I was accusing her of a crime. "Lena, you need to trust me, Ethan. If you can't, then what are we even doing?" That line, "if you can't trust me," was her favorite weapon. It shut down every conversation. And I really did trust her. I wanted to. I believed her when she said nothing was happening. I believed her when she said Jake had a girlfriend, that he was harmless. I believed her because I wanted to be the kind of man who didn't control, didn't dictate, didn't fall apart over insecurity. So I let things slide. But the small cracks kept spreading, tiny, almost invisible fractures in what I thought was stability. Like the time she came home tipsy and told me, laughing, "Lena, you'd hate how flirty Jake is when he drinks. He kept saying he wishes his girlfriend was as chill as me." She said it like it was a compliment. I remember standing there, trying to smile, trying not to look as uneasy as I felt. She noticed anyway. "Lena, oh my God, don't look at me like that. It's harmless." She always said that. "It's harmless. It's nothing. You're overreacting." By the time I realized how often she said it, it was already too late. Because the night that phrase came back again, "You're overreacting," it would be the last sentence she'd ever say to me while I still loved her. It happened on a Saturday. Lena had been buzzing all week about her PR team retreat. It wasn't really a retreat, more like a weekend networking thing her company did every quarter, an excuse to party under the banner of team bonding. She told me it was going to be at a resort 2 hours away, that everyone from her department would be there. I didn't argue. I just asked one question. "Me, is Jake going?" She laughed. "Too hard. Lena, of course he is, Ethan. He's on the team. Don't start this again. I didn't say anything. Just nodded. She took that silence as permission. That Friday night, she got dressed in front of the mirror, hair curled, perfume filling the room. The kind she only wore on dates with me. Her dress was short, sparkly, designed to be noticed. Lena, don't look at me like that, she said, smiling. You know I have to look good. It's PR, appearance is half the job. I didn't argue. I kissed her forehead and said, me, have fun. Text me when you get there. She didn't. By midnight, I still hadn't heard from her. I texted once, just, you made it okay? No reply. The next morning, I got a picture from one of her coworkers, not sent to me, but posted publicly. It was a group shot. Everyone smiling, drinks in hand. Lena was in the front. Jake's arm was around her waist. And she wasn't moving away. I stared at it for a long time. Maybe too long. Trying to find a version of the image that made sense. Maybe his arm was just in an awkward position. Maybe she didn't notice. But then someone commented, the power couple we didn't know we needed, smiling face with hard eyes fire, and she liked it. That was the first time something in me went cold. Not angry. Not jealous. Just cold. She came home Sunday night like nothing happened. Hugged me. Told me she missed me. I played along. I listened to her stories, her laughter, her casual retelling of how crazy drunk everyone got. Then she mentioned, offhand, Lena, ugh, Jake wouldn't stop being an idiot. He kept trying to dance with me. You'd have hated it. Me, did you? She froze. Lena, did I what? Me, dance with him. Lena, oh my God, Ethan. It was just dancing. Stop acting like I cheated. There it was again, that tone. Like I was the problem for even asking. So I said nothing. But later that night, when she fell asleep on the couch, her phone lit up with a notification. I didn't go looking for it. It was right there. Jake, still thinking about that kiss. Don't act like you didn't like it too, smirking face. My body went numb. There was no hesitation, no drama. Just clarity. I took a photo of the message. Then I set her phone back down, carefully, the same way you'd set down a weapon you just realized was loaded. I sat in silence for a long time. When she woke up, she stretched and smiled at me like nothing had happened. Lena, you're quiet tonight. Me, yeah. Lena, everything okay? Me, perfect. That word must have comforted her, because she leaned over, kissed my cheek, and said, Lena, see? We don't have to fight about every little thing. I didn't reply. That night, I made a plan. The next weekend, she told me she was going out again. Just the girls this time. I asked who was going. She listed a few names I didn't recognize, then added casually, Lena. Oh, and Jake might show up. He's friends with Tessa. That's when I asked her, quietly, me. Can you not go if he's going? She blinked. Lena, what? What? Me. You kissed him, Lena. Her face changed instantly, like I'd ripped a mask off. Lena, you went through my phone? Me, no. I saw the message. Lena, it was nothing. A drunken mistake. He kissed me. I didn't kiss him back. Me. You liked the comment calling you a couple. Lena. Oh my God, that's what this is about? You're acting insane. Then she yelled it. The line that ended everything. Lena. I don't need your permission for anything. Ethan. I nodded slowly. Calm. Empty. Me. Good. Because you don't have it anymore. And that was the last thing I said before I walked away. She thought it was just another argument. She didn't realize that while she was gone that night, I'd start packing. Not angrily. Not frantically. Just methodically. Box by box, drawer by drawer. When she came home, the apartment would be quiet, but the closets would be empty, and a single envelope would be on the kitchen counter. When she left that night, she slammed the door so hard the frame rattled. I just stood there for a second, watching it settle back into place. It was strange. No heartbreak, no tears, no anger. Just silence. I spent the next few hours moving through that apartment like a ghost. The place we'd shared for 3 years suddenly felt borrowed. My things didn't belong there anymore. So I took them back. Every photo of us, gone. Every shirt she'd bought me, because it looked mature. Even the coffee mugs we got as a couple's gift, I left hers. By the time I was done, it was just past midnight. I looked around the empty living room, my duffel bags by the door, and realized how calm I felt. I sat down, opened my laptop, and wrote the note. Lena, you were right. You don't need my permission for anything. And I don't need to be in a relationship where my boundaries are a punchline. I saw the message from Jake. I don't need explanations. I don't need apologies. Just know that the next time you look for me in this apartment, you won't find me. Take care of yourself. Ethan. I folded it neatly and left it on the kitchen counter, under her favorite coffee mug. Then I left my key on top. When I closed that door for the last time, it didn't even make a sound. The next morning, I turned my phone off. I'd already lined up a temporary sublet. A friend from work was moving abroad for 6 months, so I took his place. It wasn't much, small, quiet, sparsely furnished. But it was mine. I spent the first few days in silence. Just me, coffee, and an unfamiliar ceiling. Then the call started. Block number first. Then unknown. Then her name. I ignored every one of them. Finally, she sent a text. Lena. Ethan, what the hell? Where are you? Lena. I came home, and everything's gone. What is wrong with you? Lena. You can't just leave like that over one mistake. Lena. Call me. Please. We need to talk. I didn't reply. The next message was a photo of my note. Lena. So that's it? You just write a letter and vanish? That's not mature, Ethan. That's cowardly. I didn't respond to that either. Hours passed. Then another text came, softer this time. Lena. I didn't mean to hurt you. I just got caught up. Jake kissed me first. I didn't push him away fast enough, okay? It's not like I wanted it. Lena. Can we at least talk? Please. Still nothing from me. The silence seemed to do what words couldn't. By the third day, the tone had shifted completely. Lena. Ethan, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I can't sleep. Lena. Everyone at work knows something's wrong. I told them we're just taking space, but they keep asking if Jake and I are a thing. Lena. He's been ignoring me since Monday. He won't even look at me. That one made me pause. Jake, the same guy who was all over her at the retreat, had apparently lost interest the moment things got complicated. I didn't reply, but I won't lie. I read that message twice. A week went by. Then she showed up at my new place. It was a Saturday morning. Someone buzzed the intercom. I thought it was a delivery. Voice, Ethan? It's me. I didn't answer. Lena, I know you're there. I can hear your car downstairs. I pressed the button. Me? Lena, don't do this. Lena, just open the door. Please. I just need to talk. Her voice cracked. The first real crack I'd heard since everything happened. I almost felt something. Almost. Me. We said everything we needed to say. Lena. No. You wrote everything. I didn't get to explain. Me. You already did, Lena. You said you don't need my permission. I'm just giving you the freedom you wanted. She went quiet for a few seconds. Then, softly. Lena. You're really doing this, huh? Me. I already did. Then I let go of the button. She stood outside for a few more minutes, knocking, then left. That was the last time I saw her, at least for a while. I wish I could say I moved on immediately, but it wasn't that clean. The nights were quiet. The kind of quiet that forces you to remember every stupid little moment you ignored, every red flag you called quirky. Still, I didn't regret it. Because for the first time in a long time, I felt peace. And I had no idea that karma was already working faster than I could imagine. A month went by before I heard about her again. It started with a message from Tessa, one of her coworkers. We'd never been close, but she'd always been decent to me at company events. Tessa, hey, I just wanted to say you probably dodged a bullet. Don't ask me how I know. Just wow. I didn't ask for details, but I didn't need to. Within a week, I knew everything. Apparently, Jake had dumped her. Publicly. At the office. One of her coworkers had overheard him saying he wasn't into serious women, and that Lena was acting like his girlfriend after one trip. Then he started dating someone else from their department, someone newer, younger, and far less subtle. Lena tried to save face, of course. She told everyone it had been a misunderstanding, that she and Jake weren't that close. But people talk. Screenshots spread. And someone, I never found out who, leaked that photo of them at the retreat to their team group chat. The same one with the power couple comment. Lena's name quickly became the punchline in whispered conversations she couldn't control. The image of her, confident, untouchable, self-assured, collapsed in real time. And I didn't have to do a thing. Meanwhile, I was doing fine. Better than fine, actually. Work had been steady, my routine clean. I'd started hitting the gym again. Nothing crazy, just consistency. the kind that rebuilds you from the inside out. I picked up old hobbies I dropped when I was busy supporting her career: guitar, photography, cooking. Every week, I felt less like the version of myself who used to sit quietly while she dismissed my concerns, and more like the guy I'd been before I started walking on eggshells. Then came the text. After 6 weeks of silence. Lena, hey, I know I'm probably the last person you want to hear from, but I just wanted to say, I get it now. I didn't respond. 10 minutes later, another one. Lena, you were always so patient with me. I thought you were controlling, but you were just trying to protect me from people like him. Then, Lena, can we talk? Just once. I won't make excuses. I just want to apologize in person. I stared at it for a while. It was predictable, almost scripted. Still, I didn't reply. The next night, she called. I let it ring. A minute later, another message. Lena, I know you saw what happened. Everyone knows. I look like a fool, Ethan. I wish I'd listened to you. Lena, you were right about him. He used me. He told me I was too needy. Can you believe that? Yes, I could. But I didn't say that. I said nothing. The silence must have burned, because 2 hours later she tried a different tone. Lena, I miss you. I miss how calm everything was with you. I miss feeling safe. I didn't reply. Then came a voice note. Her voice sounded small, defeated. Lena, recording, I messed up. I know I did. I thought I wanted freedom, but all I got was chaos. I keep thinking about that night, when I yelled at you. God, I sounded so arrogant. You didn't even yell back. You just left. I didn't think you actually would. Lena, please, can we meet for coffee? Just once. I just want to see you. I didn't delete it. But I didn't respond either. 2 weeks later, she tried again. This time, through a mutual friend. Mark, bro, Lena reached out to me. She wants to apologize. Says she's been miserable. Me. She should be telling that to her therapist, not her ex. Mark, damn. You're really done, huh? Me. I was done the moment she told me she didn't need my permission. That should have been it. But it wasn't. Because people like Lena don't let go easily, not when the silence becomes proof of their irrelevance. The next time I heard from her, it wasn't a text. It was at a friend's engagement party. I hadn't expected her to be there, but of course, she was. She always moved in the same social circles, even when those circles had shrunk considerably. I was talking to a few people near the bar when I heard her voice behind me. That soft, too familiar tone. Lena, Ethan. I turned. She looked different. Not bad, just drained. The kind of tired that makeup can't cover. Lena, wow. You look good. Me? Thanks. Lena, I mean it. You look healthy. Happier. Me? I am. She smiled faintly, but her eyes flickered with something else. Regret. Maybe. Or disbelief. Lena, can we talk? Just for a minute. I sighed. 1 minute. We stepped aside. Lena, I just wanted to say I'm sorry. For everything. For yelling. For Jake. For treating you like you were boring when you were the only stable thing in my life. I said nothing. Lena, you didn't deserve it. I was selfish. I thought I was proving something. That I was strong, independent. But all I did was destroy the one thing that was real. Me, you done. She blinked. Ah, yeah. Me. Then I'll make it simple. I forgave you a long time ago. Not for you, for me. Because holding on to resentment keeps you stuck. And I don't live there anymore. Her lips trembled slightly. So that's it. Me. That's it. Then I smiled. Not cruelly, not smugly, just genuinely. Me. You were right, Lena. You didn't need my permission for anything. But freedom means you also live with what comes after. I just chose to live better. And then I walked away. That was the last time we ever spoke. A few months later, I heard she quit her job. Word was she moved back in with her sister. Meanwhile, I started dating again, slowly, carefully, with someone who doesn't treat loyalty like a weakness. And when people ask me about Lena, I just tell them the truth. She taught me how powerful silence can be. I thought it was over. After that party, after the apology that wasn't really for me, but for her own guilt, I assumed she'd finally accepted reality. For a while, it seemed that way. Until the night she showed up at my door. It had been almost 6 months since I'd left her. 6 quiet, clean, productive months. I had my own place now, better job, better habits, better peace. I had also started seeing someone new. Her name was Clara, calm, funny, kind in a way that didn't drain you. She didn't need to be the center of every room. She didn't need validation from strangers. She just was. And I liked that. That night, Clara and I had just finished dinner when I heard knocking. Persistent. Uncomfortable. When I opened the door, it was Lena. Her eyes were red. She looked nothing like the woman who used to stand in front of the mirror rehearsing her power poses. Lena, please, Ethan. Don't close the door. I need to talk. I didn't move, but I didn't slam it, either. Me. What could you possibly need to say that you haven't already? Lena, that I was wrong. I raised an eyebrow. About. Lena, everything. You. Jake. My so-called freedom. All of it. She took a shaky breath. Lena, he wasn't what I thought. He said all the right things, but he didn't care. He used me, Ethan. He bragged about it to people at work. Said I was an easy rebound. She looked at me like she wanted sympathy. She wasn't going to get it. Me. That's unfortunate. Her lips parted, surprised by how flat my tone was. Lena, is that all you're going to say? Me. What do you expect? You said you didn't need my permission. You made that choice. She stepped closer. Lena, I didn't choose this. I didn't realize what I had until I lost it. You were good to me, Ethan. You were the only person who actually cared about me. I crossed my arms. Me. No, Lena. I cared about who you pretended to be. And I think, deep down, you did too. Her jaw tightened. Lena, you don't have to be cruel. Me. I'm not. I'm just being honest. Then she spotted Clara's shoes near the couch. Her expression changed, a flash of realization and wounded pride. Lena, you're seeing someone. Me. Yes. Lena, already. Me. It's been 6 months. Lena, still. You move on fast. Me, no. I just stopped waiting for someone who already left. Her composure cracked completely then. Lena, I made a mistake, Ethan. A huge one. But people make mistakes. I can fix this. We can fix this. Me. No, you can't. And we don't exist anymore. Her voice trembled. Lena, you really don't feel anything anymore? After everything. Me. I feel relief. That should tell you everything you need to know. I opened the door wider, not as an invitation, but a signal that this was over. Lena, I just wanted to tell you I'm sorry. Me. Apology accepted. Now go live with it. She stood there for a second, eyes wet, searching my face for any trace of the man she used to control. But there was nothing left for her to find. Finally, she whispered, Lena, I hope she treats you better than I did. Me. She already does. By not being you. And then I closed the door. Behind it, I heard her exhale. That choked, hollow sound people make when they finally understand there's no coming back. Months passed. Lena disappeared from everyone's radar. No social media, no new job updates, no mutual friends mentioning her. It was like she'd fallen into the background of her own life. Meanwhile, mine kept moving forward. Clara and I were steady. I got promoted, bought a new car, joined a photography group that traveled on weekends. It wasn't a fairy tale. It was better, peaceful, real, earned. Then one afternoon, while waiting for coffee, I saw Lena again. She was sitting alone at a corner table, scrolling through her phone with that dazed, empty expression people wear when the world's moved on without them. She looked up. Our eyes met. Her lips parted slightly, like she wanted to speak, but I just gave a polite nod and turned back to the counter. No tension, no resentment, just indifference. When I left, I walked past her table without stopping. Lena, Ethan. I turned slightly. Yeah. Lena, you look happy. Me. I am. Lena, good. I'm glad. Me. Take care, Lena. That was it. The last conversation we ever had. Sometimes, closure doesn't come from big speeches or revenge. Sometimes, it's just the quiet moment you realize the person who once broke you could walk right past you, and you feel nothing. Because when you finally grow beyond them, their power dies quietly, without drama, and all that's left is peace. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.